Yes, my people. Listening to the Sierra Leonean president as he proudly they talk say as the election will happen for in country say when they collect the results say American government call am for phone because people they point finger at am now say he interfere with the election. People they say people they point finger. The man interfered with the election. So as they tell am because both America, European Union, Germany, and many other African West European countries condemned the election. American government even went as far as calling him on phone to call off the announcement of the result because that election does not reflect the minds of the people. Listen to where the man they proudly they talk am. Say American government even called me to call up. Listen to what the man they talk. He go pity these African countries.
Various observers, including the Carter Center, have raised concerns about the fairness of the election, especially focused on the work of the Electoral Commission, ECSL. The U.S. State Department has issued visa restrictions on Sierra Leoneans involved in what they call election interference. And we'd all like to hear your reactions to those allegations and to the actions taken in response.
Elections are always contentious issues wherever they happen in the world, including in the United States.
Correct. Right.
But I did not have the power to issue visa restrictions, of course. That's the difference.
Oh my God.
Please allow me to continue coming to Sierra Leone.
Elections are conducted by a body mandated by our Constitution, and its operational mode is directed by the Public Elections Act. Normally, before elections take place, because we have our partners, including the United States, the EU, the British, and other organizations that are interested in democracy, a steering committee is put together, and all stakeholders, including political parties, are represented in that steering committee. What they do is to look at everything that has to be done, the rules of the game, to make sure that the Public Elections Act is clean and will lead to a credible election at the end of the day. That was what pertained in Sierra Leone. I was not a member of that. The only thing we did for the election was to make sure that whatever the National Electoral Body asked for, we provided, including funds and security. Their business, they are an independent, semi-autonomous body, in the sense that we don't deal with their day-to-day operations. We don't control that at all. If we do, that will be interference.
That's ECSL?
ECSL. And they did that. When the elections were at the height of calling the result, this was when the problem started. They had done all their calculations, collation, and all the processes. I was now requested to stop them from calling the result by the United States.
Wow.
So I don't know who is accusing who of interference.
Oh, wow. Wow.
I declined and I said, I have never called.
I have a very serious problem with many African leaders. Do you people really think at all? Do you people really see how they treat Africans outside Africa? Do you people really see how they treat us? Do you people really see like Africans running for their dear life just because they don't have residency in other countries? Not that residency, they can't afford it, but because the country refused to give them because they don't value them, because of where they come from. And that is because of you people. You have continued to make life miserable for your people. Look at the way your country people are crying, complaining bitterly about the way they are feeling, the hardship in the country. And then you people keep forcing them to the edge of life. Many people are giving up already. And the best thing you can do is to force yourself back into office on them. Even when the whole world condemn the process, you still use your power to, and then you have the guts to come out in the public in the whole South Africa and open your mouth to say, they even called me to cancel the election result, and I said no. And you cannot just look at yourself in the mirror and tell yourself the gospel truth, Mr. BiO, that you don't get shame. At least, if nobody tell yourself the truth if you are responsible and you are shameful, people won't be telling you that. But because you have failed and you are still proud in your failures, that's the problem. You can't tell yourself the truth. African leaders, greed has taken over you. You can't think properly because of greed. You can't even imagine yourself doing the right thing. African leaders, and I continue to say this and I'll say it tomorrow, the reason why Africans are ill-treated everywhere in the world is because of the kind of criminals occupying their public offices in Africa. And then I don't want to even talk about those people that inside their head is sawdust inside their head, that all they do is any rubbish any criminal or leader say, they start clapping. How do you think? You don't even pity your children. You see, as for you, for BiO, we all saw what happened in the election. We all saw what you did in your country. We all saw everything. America calling you. The truth is, one of the reasons the first video I posted, I was actually talking about America, because America approved of that sham that happened in your country, that fraudulent election that you conducted, that overnight fraud that you conducted there, and the same thing that happened here in Nigeria. The same standard of fraud, but America approved of our own because they have interest in the person who is occupying our office. And then your own country, because they know that your own is even worse, because what you are throwing your country into right now is only God that will deliver you people. And you have the God to go and tell the whole world that they even called you to call off the process. You say every election is contentious. Can't you people take a toll from Jonathan? Can't you take a toll from Jonathan of Nigeria? Good luck, Ibele Jonathan, who picked the phone, a sitting president, picked the phone, called his opponent and congratulated him even when the election was not fully collated. Everywhere you go to, Africans are complaining. Everywhere you go to in the world, Africans are complaining. Everywhere. Because of the kind of people. Short.